STPL.
Hello guys and welcome to today's STPL. We're going to be heading into the semi-finals of season number 3. We've had a long journey to get here, but not as long as season 1, and season 2 was a little bit longer as well. So today we're actually going to have two of the best teams in Europe fighting against each other, and arguably two of the best teams outside of the world for sure. The best of 5 format as always. Next week it will be a best of 7. The lineups were all selected in advance. All the games are played at the same time. We had no subs and no walkovers today, which is really cool, and we've got some crazy matchups. Set 5, if we make it to it, which I think we possibly will this week, is going to be the ace match, which means every player can compete again. Now let's have a quick look at the lineups for today, and then we can sort of get going with everything else. But starting us off, we're going to have a ZVP between TrueTouch and Yeti. Then we're going to have a PVT between Oya and Kogut. We're going to have a PVZ between DeWalt and Zero. And we're going to have a TVT between Vody and Ziggy. So we do have a single mirror matchup today. It's going to be a TVT. At the very least, no one ever knows what's going to happen when you get into, if we're going to get to game 5. Now, if I was to sit here as an I'm not an independent observer, I guess, but if I was to sit here and say, who do I think is going to win? Like, the way I look at this match, I think it could go either way, but I would say that TrueTouch should win versus Yeti, Kogut should win versus Oya, DeWalt should win versus Zero, and then I think the 4th game is going to be the one that's going to be the hardest to call, and even then, it's very hard to say. Like, Vody is a very good player, but so is Ziggy. Their TVT, both of them, is really good, and I think they're quite evenly matched, but I think I'd maybe give the edge to Ziggy just a little bit. I think we could have a 2-2 situation here, depending on how the other games go, but definitely game 4 is the one where I think anything could happen, because, I mean, TrueTouch, one of the best Zergs outside of Korea. Yeti is a very good Protoss. I always call him like the king of best of 1 in STPL, but, I mean, TrueTouch is really strong in TVP. Kogut versus Oya. Kogut's TVP is ridiculously good. Oya is good as well, but it's going to be very difficult to play against Kogut. DeWalt against Zero. DeWalt is one of the 2 best Protoss players outside of Korea. He's actually one of the top 10 players in the STPL with the highest number of wins of any player in the entire tournament. The Miracle Toss is going to be very tough for Mr. David Bombastic, Mr. Zero, to get through. And Vody and Ziggy, as I said, both very good players, both very similar as well. But going to an ace match would be sick in the semi-finals. Yeah, it is Mr. Bombastic, Mr. Zero, it's all well and good. So we were not going to worry too much. Let's go into the team conditions just to see how they've been doing recently. TrueTouch hasn't had the best of times recently in his games. He's had a walkover win recently. He had a walkover loss, I think, recently, although I can't remember which one it was. He had a couple of losses as well, but he's been up against some really strong players. Oya has been killing it recently. He's won all 4 of his last games. DeWalt has won all 4 of his last games as well, but one was a walkover win. And Vody winning 3 of his last 4 games as well. So I mean, this is a very, very strong team. Like, head-to-head as well, iRk have got the advantage. They're 4 wins over 3. And, I mean, that could lead into this as well. Like, NetWars, they've not fielded, I think, as many players as iRk has this season. But they've still done incredibly well. I mean, if you look at NetWars themselves, they've got Yeti, who's won his last 4 games. Kogut, who won 3 of his last 4 games. He only lost to... I think he lost to Bonith recently. Oh, and you can hear the police sirens outside. Nice. Then we've got Zero. He's not done as well in the STPL as maybe people thought he would, but he's not been super active, and he did have a walkover loss a couple of weeks ago, if I remember correctly. And then we've got Ziggy, who's won 3 of his last 4 games as well. So, I mean, both of these teams have done incredibly well in the STPL. Like, there's not really anything bad I can say about either of them. And it's really great to see them both in the semi-finals like this, because he really does. He does deserve it. Sorry, they do deserve it. He? I don't know why I said he. I think I was reading the word True Touch. Oh, man. But still, both teams very well deserving. Very, very good. Either of these teams could win today, and I'm really looking forward to the series. So let's have a look at our first couple of players, and match 3 is the 1 versus 0. Yeah, so let's have a look at our first player. It's going to be True Touch. True Touch, one of the 3 Polish powerhouses, one of the, or the only Zerg Polish powerhouse, probably the only powerhouse Zerg outside of Korea as well, because even though Eon Zerg is very good, I definitely put True Touch a little bit ahead of him now, just because True Touch mental game feels a lot stronger than Eon Zerg's does. True Touch very well decorated in the foreign scene. He's done so well. He's had a few rough games recently, but ZVT definitely seems as one of his weaker matchups, at least in the STPL. But PvZ, he's been killing it. Over 10 games, he's got an 80% win rate. That's ridiculous, right? That is insane. Let's have a look at his opponent. It's going to be NetWars Yeti, his ex-teammate. Yeti himself has been doing incredibly well in the STPL all the way since day 1. For a very long time, Yeti was the #1 ranked player in the entire tournament. He's done incredibly well across so many games, and he is taking games off some incredibly good players. Now, his PvZ, he's got 10 wins, 4 losses. That's 71% win rate against Zerg, which I would say arguably makes him a little bit of a PvZ specialist here in the STPL. But is he going to be able to use that ability against True Touch here, his ex-teammate, his fellow countryman, and is he going to get NetWars on the board, or is True Touch going to start us off strong? The map we're going into is going to be Byzantium 3. Let's get into it. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand corner in the blue, fighting for NetWars. It's going to be Yeti. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right-hand corner in the pink, fighting for iRk. It's True Touch. Now, seeing True Touch here in the semi-final is very exciting for me, because when he left NetWars in Season 2, I think it was, he said he was quitting team leagues. He said he was done with them, he didn't want to play clan leagues anymore. And then just before Season 3, he decided to play for iRk, and iRk fielded him in their roster, and he's come back and he's done an incredibly good job. He's given us some very good games, which is always good to see. And we're basically in a really good position to see some more great True Touch games, I feel. Yeti is actually going to go 1 base play on this map, which is quite an interesting decision. But Yeti is someone you definitely cannot count out. Although I've said that True Touch is probably a little bit favoured here, Yeti is the king of best of 1 in the STPL. And as I mentioned, he had, at one point, he had a really long streak being the top of the ELO pool for the entire STPL. Like, he was absolutely destroying everyone. And he even had a good high win streak as well. Like, when you look at the win streaks of all time, Yeti is third with 13, tied with Koga actually, so second. Yeti went 12-13 weeks without dropping a single game, and that's so difficult to do. And I mean, it looks like he's got something prepared for True Touch here, because he is going for 2-gate. This is not the most common build in ZVP anymore, but with True Touch going for a 12-hatch, going for a little bit of a later pull here, not actually playing the kind of standard style of overpull, he could be in a little bit of trouble. Look at Yeti, he's trying to snipe away at this drone. It is quite difficult to do this, but if he can get a drone, that's going to be insane. Or is he going to commit? Is he going to commit? No, looks like he is going to pull away, wait for some more shields. Can he find this hurt drone? This is the kind of thing that separates Bisu from all the other Protoss players. Like, finding that hurt drone is crazy. Now, it looks like the Overlord is going into the main base here, which is not normal. But this is actually going to allow True Touch to scout the fact that there's a 2-gate coming. And that is massive. You never want to send your Overlord into the main, because it's going to get killed. But, I mean, in this case, he's fine to sacrifice it. This is going to give him exactly the knowledge he needs. And you can already see the number of lings that have already been produced. Now, Yeti does know about this, because his probe is still alive in the main. But it looks like, wow, Yeti's actually going to get his probe away here. This is very important. Now, True Touch still isn't going for a sunken or anything like that. Maybe he feels like Yeti is going to just not push. I mean, that is possible. That is very possible, but... I mean, not pushing when you've already gone for 2-gate just means you're behind. And if you're behind in PvZ, it can get very disgusting very quickly for you, especially when Hydras start to come out. There is going to be a third hatchery being built in the main base here from True Touch. Not going to try and take, I want to say a greedy third, but it is kind of normal to build your third hatchery away from your main base and natural in PvZ. Just because it's very rare that Protoss players will build a ton of units early on. But I do wonder if Yeti is going to try and, well, he is going to try and expand behind this, but I wonder if he tries to go for some kind of push. Now, True Touch looks like he wants to go in and get some damage done, but this is oh my god, it's not tight on the right-hand side. This could be very dangerous. Looks like, oh, is Yeti just going to give up his main? Yeti needs to come back and defend against this. He's going to pull his probes. That's going to help defend against this, but look at this, he's just going for it. He is pulling the button here. He's just saying, okay, I cannot hold on to my main. Can I kill you with the units I have? The gateways getting unpowered. One of them just about to build a Zealot. The Zealot does come out, does get into a good position. But True Touch, he's got a sunken colony coming up back at home. And I just do not see, or I do not see this going well for Yeti at all. A lot of the probes have gone down. He still has a good number of probes though. Can these Zealots pull off a hero move? Can they manage to hold on? Looks like the Sunken surviving a little bit too long. They're doing a lot of damage. So many Zealots have gone down. The probe's still trying to hold on to these lings. The pylon cannot come up. He should have really built 2 at once there. But looks like Yeti does have a position on the ramp now. And can he make a miracle happen? Yeti does still have the worker advantage. There is a Sunken in the main base. There's a good number of lings already. But can Yeti, with control, take down all of these lings and keep these Zealots alive? If he can continue to get a kind of soft contain up on True Touch, there's always a chance he can come back here. But there's more lings coming in. The Zealots in the main base have died. And we only now have gateways producing units. And a second pylon being warped in now because Yeti knows how unbelievably important it is he doesn't lose these pylons. Nice probe micro does get some of those get some of the lings, but the issue is he just doesn't have any money coming in. He is completely bled dry. He's got no way of building any units while he's got the probes pulled. And finally, where we have 3 Zealots on the ramp, he should be able to hold on, but just look at the bloodthirsty True Touch going for the kill here. He's adding so many lings. Now this Nexus is going to go down. That's 400 minerals worth of units that Yeti could have had with his push. And this just looks to be far, far, far too many Lings. Even the Zealots on the ramp, I think, are going to have trouble defending against this. 2 more Zealots coming in, but is it going to be enough? Looks like the Nexus is going to stay up for now for some reason. True Touch doesn't want to kill it for some reason. Probes are being pulled to try and help wall off the ramp just a little bit longer. He's desperately holding on. He knows that True Touch is kind of counter all in here. True Touch only has 9 drones. As long as Yeti can hold here, if he can keep his Nexus alive, Yeti could be in a good position. He's behind, but True Touch isn't playing normally. He has gone all in himself. Now it looks like we are going to have a lot more probes going down at the front. 2 more Zealots are going to be coming in here, but there's only 1 Zealot on the ramp right now. Needs to be very careful, pulling back to try and get more of a concave going. More and more Lings are coming on the way, though. There's still only 9 drones. There's now 8 probes. It's 3 Zealots against a ton of Lings here. Can he hold on? What is the probe drilling going to be like? More Lings are coming in, though. There's just an indiscriminate amount of Lings heading over this map right now. The gateways are going to start to be under fire. Now, luckily enough, the gateway building unit is going to be the one that doesn't go down, but this is so rough. Yeti is in so much trouble. True Touch with only 9 drones has seemingly got an infinite stream of Zerglings running across the map right now. Oh man, this is just way too many Lings. There we go. GG. Yeti holds on valiantly, but doesn't manage to hold on long enough. And True Touch takes game number 1. That was pretty insane. A really, really fun game 1 for sure. I think Yeti was doing well, and then all of a sudden, the scale just tipped. Like, Yeti tried to go for the counter all-in. Well, I guess his was the all-in to begin with. And he was like, okay, you've built a lot of Lings, you're attacking my main base. I can hold it, I'm going to go and push, and I'm going to try and kill you. Now, he actually came close. But True Touch with only 9 drones and 3 hatcheries just streamed Lings across the map in a counterattack fashion and tried to all in his way to victory, and it worked. So not much else you can say other than that. We'll be back with game number 2 after this short break. See you guys soon.
STPL Season 3. Yeah. STPL does. Bio TVP. Wow! No problem. We got dragons to defend. Yeah. STPL does. STPL does. Mass Scout? Oh, I'm so afraid. We got Hydralisks to defend. Yes. STPL. STPL. Fantastic production. Fantastic casters. Fantastic prize pool. Only in STPL.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors. Outstanding. Rock and roll.
Coast 103.5.
Okay guys, welcome back. I've just seen an Eonzerg clip. I'm just gonna I'm gonna play it because it's really funny. I can't play it on stream, but listen to this. What has happened to Eonzerg? Is he losing his mind?
Process. Your Protoss is so good. Look at this, you can make cannons and sailors. Impressive.
Oh man, what the hell is wrong with Eonzerg, man? That's amazing. Oh man, okay. Well, let's introduce our next two players. Oh man, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, why did I watch that again? Okay, so starting us off here for NetWars is going to be the Polish powerhouse, the Terran version. It's going to be Koga, rank 2 in the STPL, an incredible player. Only really losing recently to Protoss, which is a little bit unfortunate for him, given the fact he is going to be playing against a Protoss here, but Koga, incredibly strong. He's got a 73% win rate against Protoss over 30 games, which is crazy. So it's really, really cool. He is such a good player. His opponent going to be Oya. Oya for iRk, of course, one of the Swedish heroes really in Brood War. Always does an incredibly good job whenever he's playing for iRk. He's only lost 2 of his last 10 games. Now, unfortunately for him, one of those was against Koga on Fantasy 2. So they actually did play against each other in the group stage. I think iRk won, and Oya lost his game against Koga. I can't actually remember that series, but yeah, that's actually him and Koga in the photo as well. This was taken at Corrupted Cup, and I just stole it because I'm cool. I found it on the website and I used it because there's no copyright on it, right? So it's all good. But yeah, this is Oya cuddling up to Koga, so hopefully their friendship will not be ended after this game, because there's a very important match for both of these players. It's going to be on Monty Hall SE. Let's get into it. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand corner in the off-yellow, fighting for NetWars, it's going to be Koga. And spawning down here in the bottom right, looking to be doing something a little bit cheeky here, pushing his zealot through, or pushing his probe through the mineral line here. The police is coming again, trying to catch me for all these sick Brood War games. It's Oya fighting for iRk in the pink. Now this little probe, this is the important character here. This is going to be a proxy gateway. Now whether or not he's going to proxy the gates in the main or proxy them outside, looks like it is going to be outside. Now this isn't the best place to proxy gateways, I have to admit. It does keep them a little bit safer, but it's very difficult to actually get into the Terran space if you proxy outside of it. We've seen it so many times this season of the STPL where people are like, I'm just going to proxy my gateway in the middle of the map, and I'm then going to try and mine the minerals out afterwards. But the trouble is, when you're doing that, A, it takes too long, and B, a Marine will just completely kill your push. Like, just a single Marine. Looks like we are going to have Koga scouting a little bit, going to use his barracks as part of the scouting on the right-hand side. Oh, Oya's going for the... He's going for the strats, man. You take the gas, you start mining, you go and get gas, come back, get gas, come back, get gas, and come back. And I think it takes six or 7, I can't do maths on stream, moves, but you'll notice it takes 8 minerals at a time. Now it is only going to be one gateway in the middle of the map, but we do have another probe being glitched through here. Looks like he really does want to get through these minerals as soon as possible. Now could this actually be a massive upset? Look at Koga. He's not scouting for this at all. And that's going to be a massive mistake. If he doesn't see this, he could be in so much trouble. Look at this, he's not even building a Marine. Oh no, Koga is going to be in so... Oh, he's just going to glitch his SCV through. Okay, that's fine. But he needs to build a Marine, like, right now. Building a factory is all well and good, but if you don't have a single Marine, look at this. He's breaking through 2 more trips. And there's going to be zealots in his main, and guess what? There is absolutely no way of defending against this now. The factory, I mean, you have to use your... You basically just have to use your SCVs. And here we go. The wall is gone. Koga still has no idea this is coming. And by the time he sees this, there are going to be zealots and probes in his main. And if they block his factory from going up, there will be no vulture and no way to hold on to this. SCVs are strong, but they are not kill zealot strong. Zealots do own SCVs. But looks like he is trying to get this factory up. He wants to get it up as soon as humanly possible. He has to land the barracks as well. But there is only 15 workers against 15 workers. Third zealot is going to be coming in here. And there we go. The factory is done. But is there going to be enough defense back at home until this vulture comes out? He needs to be honest, he should fly the barracks over here and wall in, but I guess the trouble is he doesn't quite know that's happening. Looks like he is just going to pull his SCVs away, just run as fast as he possibly can. That looks like the zealot is going to be out here. Is the micro going to be good here from Kogi? He's taken a hit already. He does need to be careful. There's a marine here as well, but he's dropping a lot of shots here with this vulture. Second vulture is on the way. The SCVs have come back. I mean, this is Poland versus Sweden, so it's not exactly going to be turn rate 8. So he does need to be a little bit more active with these vultures. He needs to get more damage done. Looks like he is managing to hold on just about. The SCVs do clear up one of those zealots. 2 more remain. One. Oh no, he loses the vulture. That's actually a massive, massive problem, and he can't build another one. He's not got the money. But the zealots do get cleaned up. But is there a cybernetics core back at home? Yes, there is. And this is when things start to become problematic. When the Dragoon comes out, all of a sudden, your vulture cannot do anything. So your vulture is going to have to run back. It needs to be mass repaired. It is the only way that you are going to be killing this Dragoon. Now, oh my god, he's not repairing it quick enough. The vulture is going to go down. Is he going to go down? It's so, so close. He needs to make sure that this vulture does not die. But he doesn't, well, he knows there's going to be another Dragoon coming in here very soon, and that's when things become a massive, massive problem. If only he had a depot here to scout for this, this would not be nearly as bad, but if Koga can hold on to this, it will be an absolute miracle. Could he rival the miracle of DeWalt here, or is he going to be able to hold on? Repair is so, so good! The repair is so strong! He's going to be able to get a bunker up here at the very least. But there's no marine currently, so it's a little bit unfortunate. But he is going to be able to wall in until this marine comes out. Trouble is, the bunker is not going to be able to do anything once range comes in. And range should be almost done. We do have a counter coming in here over here with a starport. If he builds a Wraith, there's going to be no defense back at... Oh, actually there's a gateway here, so... I mean, the good thing is Koga now shouldn't die. But this is definitely looking good for Oya. Like, Oya, I mean, wow, he's not actually going for any tank either. He's just going to completely wait. He's going to wait for mines and just try and repair his way through this. Now imagine if this starport was a factory. The starport he can't do anything with right now. He can't afford it. Now he needs to pull more SCVs. Why do... Whoa. Not sure I agree with that one. There are a lot of mines back here though. So, oh, he needs to repair! Oh, he doesn't repair! The bunker goes down! Okay, he's going to be relying entirely on these mines. Can he get lucky? A mine does go off on the zealots. Does it go off on the Dragoons? He's so close. He's trying to bait him in. There we go. The first mine does go out. Oh my god, the mine defusal. Oh my god, Oya. What the hell is this? Is this Bisu? What the heck, Oyaji, man? Is Oya gonna tip the... Okay, he takes one mine. But he get... Oh my goodness. Koga was relying on those mines to not die. I bet he wishes he built a tank right about now, because there's absolutely nothing he can do. Now the only option he's got now is to lift his CC and fly away, but he's not gonna do it. GG. Koga gets taken down and Oya wins game number 2. Well, that could actually tip the scale of this series, because all of a sudden, The chance of an ace match seems a little bit less likely. I thought for sure that Koga was going to win that game when I was looking at the lineups, but oh yeah, come out. He did a fantastic job, and he just did really, really well. So we're going to go for a quick break. When we get back, we're going to game number 3. It's DeWalt versus Zero, and Zero is going to be fighting with his team's life on the line here in game number 3. See you guys soon.
I am the Scatman. Para pa pi pa pa para pum. Pa pa para pum. Para pi pa pa para pum. Pa pa para pum. Para pi pa pa para pum. I am the Scatman. Scooby dooby dooby pa. Scooby dooby dooby pa. Scooby dooby dooby pa. I am the Scatman.
Toss a coin to your content creators, O Valley of Plenty, O Valley of Plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your content creators, a friend of humanity.
Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be heading into game number 3 between iRk and NetWars. This game is going to be between the Miracle Toss right here, who is of course iRk's DeWalt. Rank 4 in the STPL, but doing an incredibly good job recently. Only loss in the last 10 games has been against Chalen, and that includes games against Bishop, Yankachi, and Shine. DeWalt is a very, very strong player, and I genuinely think it's going to be very difficult for his opponent here, who is of course Mr. David, Mr. Zero, Mr. Bombastic himself. I mean, I don't know, like, Zero is a good player, he is a really, really good player as well, but DeWalt he's on another level. Zero, he's not done as well in his latest games, but he is 71% win rate against Protoss, so this is by far his best matchup in the STPL. I'm trying to remember if they've actually played much at all on this map. I'll check that out in a minute. But it's going to be Andromeda, one of our more standard maps in the map pool. It's going to be, well, already said Andromeda. Just to let you know, Castamuse, my avatar is a kitsune, which is a fox rather than a cat, but it's okay. Nekomimi is cute as well, so... Let's get into game number 3. Can Zero keep the dream alive here for NetWars, or is iRk gonna storm their way through into the grand finals? Let's find out. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand corner is going to be in the green, fighting for NetWars. It's Zero. And Zero's opponent spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner in the white, it's the Miracle Toss himself, it's iRk's DeWalt. And thank you JWD, glad you like the graphics. And the event itself, I guess, that's also a nice thing to know people like. Now, how is Zero going to play this out? He's got the Overlord down. Is he going to go for 12 hatch or is he going to go for Overpull? Looks like it is going to be an Overpull. Very, very standard in modern ZVP, just because gateway openings became very, very common. Forge coming up here for DeWalt, so playing this very, very standard on this very standard map. Now, I mentioned before the game, Zero has to win this match. If he does not win this game, NetWars are out of the tournament. If he can somehow win against the Miracle Toss, if he can somehow make a miracle happen, pull out his full energy, he is going to keep the dream alive for NetWars in the series, but it's going to be really, really tough. ZVP, you would think, is skewed in Zerg favor at least a little bit. And I know that Eon Zerg would definitely not say that, even though when you look at pretty much any pro player, they all agree that ZVP is a little bit more Zerg favored, but DeWalt doesn't seem to have that rule affecting him. He comes against one of the best Zerg players in the entire world of Shine, and he wins in a macro game. He survives. He survives against the 3-hatch all-in. And he comes back and he wins the game later on. DeWalt has the ability to do that. That is why he is the Miracle Toss. You throw any opponent against him and he will stand tall, stand strong, and try and make his way further into the tournament. He doesn't seem to do as well, it feels, in BSL, but in these best of one settings like BWCL and STPL, he shines way more than anyone, I would say. I mean, obviously, you've got players like Scan and Kogut who are higher ranked than them, but at least in terms of Protoss players who aren't noob, he definitely is up there. Like, DeWalt is one of those players that's been around since Season 1 of STPL. He's been playing in the STPL ecosystem for 3 years, and unlike Bonneth, who had a little bit of a rocky stage, especially in Season 1 for Bonneth, DeWalt's never really struggled at all in the STPL. Like, he's always been winning. Now, looks like we do have a few lings coming out here by Zero, trying to break his way through. Now, just one little bit of an interesting stat for you is iRk have played this map 6 times, and they've won 2, lost 4. NetWars have played 4, won 1, lost 3. And DeWalt's only... Zero hasn't played on this map so far in the STPL. Looks like the lings are going to break through, but DeWalt has won his only game here. But let's have a look, see how DeWalt can do. What is his probe micro going to be like? Oh my god, he's going to lose his cyber core? This is actually a pretty big deal. Delaying the tech in PvZ is a massive, massive problem. You need Storm as quick as you possibly can. It looks like he's just going to give up on the cyber core. Like, he can't He can't defend it. Now that's actually a big win for Zero. It doesn't win him the game, but it does win him the battle of attrition, at least for the time being. The pylon's going to go down, meaning this cannon is completely pointless. And DeWalt is really starting to struggle here against these Lings. Finally, a Zealot comes back here and does help clean this up. But let's have a look. The pylon coming up here. Another probe going down. The cannon, as I said, doing absolutely nothing. The core is still not done. It's just now coming up in the natural. And there's actually nothing defending this wall. Like, imagine if Zero wasn't macroing up behind this. Imagine if he'd have just flooded Lings. He could have won the game right there and then. But Zero decided he's done enough damage. He isn't going to play on all-in style. He's going to go back and try and macro at home. And this is going to give DeWalt a way back into the game, because if you sit back and let the Protoss player just build up, eventually they will get a good enough army to beat you. But it's very difficult. DeWalt took a lot of damage there. He didn't lose too many probes, but losing the pylon, losing the gateway. It's huge, and thank you, Vendathiel, for the 5 gift subs, man. Means so much. The weird thing is, are you even subbed? I can't remember if you're subbed yourself. No, you're not even subbed yourself. Nice, thank you. I appreciate that. That's the socialist subbing system. You don't need to sub yourself, you gift it to other people. You're so generous, man. Thank you so much. Looks like we are going to have some more Lings coming out here, but this is after a round of drones, so it's not the end of the world here for DeWalt. But DeWalt still doesn't have any defense at the front. Where did his Zealot go? Is this Zealot still in his main base somewhere? What did he must have run out to scout while I wasn't looking, but look at this. Zero smells blood. What is it about these Polish Zergs today and just coming in for the kill, man? These Polish Zergs do not hold back today. DeWalt taking so much damage. But does Zero actually have the killing power? He doesn't have a Zealot or his Hydras up yet. And this is going to give DeWalt the chance to rebuild his cannons if he wants to. Now, Zero is ahead in supply, which is something you definitely, as a Protoss player, do not want to be seeing. But Zero, seeing blood, man, he has done so much damage, but DeWalt is going for 3rd base already. It is a mineral only. Zero does have a hatchery here as well. But that 3rd hatchery is actually going to really help DeWalt out, because unlike in a lot of maps where your minerals can start to dry up very quickly in PvZ, these extra minerals will help you get cannons, they'll help you get gateways, and they'll help you get Zealots more importantly, because Zealots, especially early game, are kind of the real backbone of the Protoss army. So we'll have to see how that's going to go. Looks like we do have 6 hatcheries now, so definitely good to go in for a long macro period, or at least a big strong power play by Zero if he wants to. But I get the feeling that Zero is probably going to play a little bit more conservative from here. Maybe sit back a little bit, drone up, get all his bases saturated. And as I say that, we see a lot of Hydras coming out of all of his bases. So maybe ignore what I'm saying. Looks like Zero getting ready to go for a little bit of aggression. There is going to be a pylon up here to put a cannon most likely, just to help defend against this. The first High Templar coming out, +1, is almost done. A lot of extra Hydras coming in, but we do have a lot of extra drones being hatched as well, so not the end of the world. Now, with +1 finishing, that's pretty much the luckiest thing that's happened for DeWalt this game so far. Like, in terms of, when I say lucky, like it could be a little bit worse, but oh my goodness, thank you so much, Vendithiel, for the 15 subs, man. That means so much, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for those gifts up, man. But it looks like we are going to have Zero continuing to pressure this wall at the front. Is Storm finished yet? Looks like it might be, unless he's forgotten it. But he's not using his Storm just yet. Here we go. Looks like he's getting ready. There goes the first Storm. The good dodge here by Mr. Zero. Now the cannons are starting to clean up some of these Hydras, so the aggression is kind of... Oh my god, DeWalt with a killer instinct there, going to get that single Hydra. A little bit of a mistake there with the other Dragoon, but not the end of the world. Overlord in the main base, scouting everything that's going on. Another Overlord coming into this third here. And now if I remember rightly, on this version, yeah, on this version of Andromeda, the Hydras can actually hit these back two minerals, which is very, very annoying. DeWalt is going to have to bring a High Templar up here, which he already has done. Now that's a strong Storm. Oh my goodness. That is value for money right there. Now we do have a fifth base, sorry, coming up here for Zero in the top right hand corner. Oh, thank you, Damn Funk, for the tier 1 sub to Vendithiel. He's actually managed to get his sub now. Thank you so, so much. Wait, it says Damn Funk is paying forward the gift they got from Vendithiel to Vendithiel. I didn't know that was the thing you could do. Unless that just means you've gifted a sub to someone when you've just been gifted. I don't know. I don't know how Twitch works, to be honest. But DeWalt is alive. He is behind in supply, but as you can see with the extra minerals, he's got a ton of gateways coming in here. What is with all the police cars outside today, man? They're coming for all these Zergs, man. The Killer Instinct Zergs, they want to get them. Now, Zero is up a lot of supply right now. We've got a lot of Zealots moving out to try and do a little bit of a counterattack. But DeWalt is in a lot of trouble, because if he gets himself fully contained, it is so hard to get all of your bases as Protoss. But of course, remember, there is an island base, which is going to be very difficult for Zero to assault. But with Zero taking both of the other mains right now, it's going to be very difficult for DeWalt to come back in this game. Zero is looking very, very strong. And that's a very important moment because, as I said, if Zero cannot win this game, he is not going to be able to stay alive in the series. Now it looks like, oh my goodness, a Lurker drop in the natural, doing a lot of damage. Well, 4 kills so far with the Lurker, 5 kills getting a cannon as well. The other Lurkers do not get into the main base at the very least. But there is a Lurker down here on the low ground. I think the High Templar must have pushed it back a little bit. Looks like this has been cleaned up. Zero is pulling DeWalt apart at the moment. The hatchery does go down though in the 5th base. So DeWalt is going to be able to at least keep himself in the game for the time being. An Overlord getting taken down in the bottom right. We do have an Overlord lifting up. He's going to go for another drop on the minerals. Let's see how quickly he can pull away, because these probes are in a very dangerous spot. DeWalt with a very quick reaction times here pulls away. And is there going to be a Storm used? Don't lose the High Templar. Doesn't lose it. Okay, that's fine. But wait, where did he storm? Oh, he stormed up here. Oh my goodness, there was a drop in the 3rd base as well. Zero is killing it this game. Oh my goodness. Now the Zealots up here in the top right going to be unable to do too much. But DeWalt's actually bought the supply back. Yeah, bottom left is up. The Corsair has scouted that, which is good for DeWalt, of course. But looks like DeWalt is going to try and break his way out here. Zealots coming in from behind. Great storm on these front Hydralisks, but there's just so many of them. It's going to be so difficult for DeWalt to break through, but looks like he's managing it. I think his oh no, his observers are still alive. He's done a very good job of keeping those up. It's so important to not lose the observers. And it looks like DeWalt is going to be able to break out of his base. Another fantastic storm. The observer's still alive here. And there's a lot of overlords in the middle of the map. If he can snipe these, that's going to be a massive problem for Zero. That's so many minerals. They're going to be going down the drain. Oh my goodness, that storm as well. DeWalt is so good. There's a reason why we call him the Miracle Tarson, is because he can be behind and he will come back from unwinnable situations and win the game. Can he do it in this game? The supplies are completely even. The worker count is even as well. Zero is only on 4 gases at the moment. The 5th gas is not up just yet. Sorry, he's only on 3 gases. And it looks, oh, is this going to be a drop or is this just Overlords hiding? Oh, there is a army in there. Now let's keep an eye on the middle of the map as we check back. There is a hive up in the top left-hand main. He should be going into a Defiler mound at some point, but this army in the middle is the true story of this game. Can DeWalt get down to the bottom right and clear his way into a dead Zerg base? It's very, very difficult, but here we go. Looks like we are going to have some Lings coming in behind, trying to snipe some of these back units. I don't think he has that much Storm, so he is actually going to fall back. And this is a lot of Hydras. Like, you can't fight this without Storm. Okay, there is the first Storm. If you don't dodge with the Hydras, that means you can fight it. But you definitely should be dodging. Looks like we are going to have Zero being pushed back, or sorry, DeWalt being pushed back into his main base by Mr. Zero. Now, are we going to see the Polish recall coming out from DeWalt? Is he going to take a little bit of a leaf out of Bonnet's book? Okay, that was a little bit wasteful. Just build all the cannons, hope that he doesn't come over and attack you, and then cancel them all. Okay. That one single Hydra stopped the cannons coming up, which is kind of funny. DeWalt getting ready to push out once again. Can he find his way into a fourth base? He needs to expand at some point. That was a bit of a whiff storm, a little bit uncharacteristic of Mr. DeWalt here, but that's a much better storm. There's still a good number of units. We don't have, well, we do have +2 attack, sorry. But looks like the High Templar. Oh, is he going to be able to keep this alive until he gets a storm? It's got 2 energy till it can storm, and he keeps it alive. And oh my god, DeWalt is having so many good engagements. DeWalt's taken back the supply lead. Can DeWalt do this? Like, if he can somehow do this, man, that would be insane. Zero definitely playing a more effort-esque style. Oh, is he going to lose the... Oh, he's not going to lose the Hydra in the Overlord. That's a little bit unfortunate for DeWalt. But, I mean, just look at this. Look at the amount of Zerg that's spread out on this map right now. This is such a big army. So many units. Okay, oh, let's have a look at these storms. This is going to be a lot of supply being taken down by DeWalt. Zero is really starting to hemorrhage units here, and DeWalt's army is getting stronger and stronger. The more units to survive, the better his army is going to be, and his engagements in PvZ is just ridiculous. Just absolutely insane how he can go into these engagements and win them. There are so many Zerg units. And just a reminder, guys, if Zero cannot win this game, NetWars are out of the STPL Season 3. And look at this Hero Hydra again. Comes back in, forces more units to go back to deal with it. Now, the one problem with being stuck on two base for so long is you have very little gas, but where his gas mining was interrupted for so long, he hasn't actually used all that much, so he's still got around 3,000 gas on his main 2 bases, and that's pretty healthy. He can go on these 3 bases for a while. Now we've got a DT trying to get over here. Can he at least snipe at 1 drone? Nope. Not going to be able to get that drone, but is this a shuttle with the DT? Looks like, oh, sorry, there's actually 2 DTs down here getting 11 kills. That is not too bad. I thought that was just I thought it was Corsairs to begin with, so my bad. Oh wow, he even gets the hatchery. The wall is so good, man. Oh my goodness. Now there are a lot of lurkers coming in here now for Zero. This is going to make it a little bit more difficult for DeWalt to deal with. And despite losing 11 drones, Zero is really high on the drone count. But there is a DT. Oh my god, there's another DT in one of the bases. Look at this. 12 kills, 13 kills, 14 kills. Oh my god, 15 kills. Let's keep an eye on the main engagement while this number just keeps going up in the bottom middle of the screen. This is insane. He's killing so many drones. 21 drones. Oh my goodness, and he's killing all the army as well as DeWalt, making a miracle happen again. This is looking so rough for Zero now. How does Zero possibly come back from this? He has taken so much damage. But his work count is still in the lead. Zero has so much money, so many bases, that he is able to build such an amazing amount of drones in one go, and his economy is still actually doing pretty well. So DeWalt, however, has secured his 4th base. He's not actually mining properly at it at the moment, which is a pretty big deal, and he's not mining the gas, which is the worst thing, because that gas is the most important thing for you as Protoss right now. You need your upgrades, you need those high-tech units, you need Reavers, you need Archons, and you need to get really, really far ahead. Now, there is no support bay right now, so Reavers are not going to be coming in for at least a while. Looks like the base in the bottom left are fine, but could DeWalt be pushing a little bit too far forward? We do finally have Dark Swarm, which is going to turn the tide on most of these engagements, because there's not many Zealots, it's mostly Dragoons. And the Dragoons have been very, very strong, but Zealot's obviously very strong as well. But he's not going to be able to push these Lurkers as easily. He should definitely be pulling back his army. He's finally starting to mine that gas in the right-hand corner. And this is where things start to get a little bit rougher for Protoss, because when Plague starts coming in, your units cannot regenerate. But DeWalt's army micro, his army movement, is still so unbelievably ridiculous. And look at this, he's pushing down to the bottom left while all of the units in the top right are busy. And he's going to try and get some storms off on the mineral lines. Now, there's not actually that many drones here, but this could be a good position to push. Now, I'm not really feeling this push right now. I feel like these High Templar aren't going to do too much. He actually... I'd say he misses with those storms. Wasn't really worth it to do that, but does get a Zealot in here. Well, he gets all the Zealots in, actually, although they will be soon cleaned up. Now, we don't have any additional drops coming in from Zero, and I think that could be one of the major problems he's had, because at first it felt like Zero was in control of the game. Like, it felt like he knew exactly what he was doing. He was dropping over and over. He was really forcing DeWalt to stay back home, to stay in a defensive stance. But now DeWalt has got his units out on the map. It feels like DeWalt has got so much confidence, and Zero is actually falling apart a little bit, because he's not going, as I say, he's not going for the drops. We've actually got a major big drop coming down here in the bottom right hand corner. If we had picture-in-picture, this would be amazing, but we've got one of the bases from Zero is going to be going down. That's a lot of units from DeWalt over here. It's mostly cracklings though, and there's no swarm, so the cannons are actually helping clean this up a little bit, but these buildings are going to die so quickly. Now, of course, losing this base from Zero is very, very important. Zero has lost nearly 20 drones again. And DeWalt still managing to hold on. One of the forges goes down though. The Templar Archives goes down, which is the important one. But DeWalt's still got a strong army. He's pushing into the other main bases here. But could this be a mistake? Could this be a major problem? There's a lot of units at the back cordoned off away from the army, and with no storm here, he's actually going to be struggling a little bit. Now, the Cyber Core could go down here, and if he does, he cannot rebuild the Templar Archives. He should have focused that for sure. Now, it looks like we did have Zero getting ready to take this base, but he actually only took the gas, which is kind of a bit weird. Now, Zero is in a very, very good spot now. He lost one of his bases, but he's got such high supply. DeWalt locked back into his one base. All his other bases are mined out. Like, this is it. This base is all DeWalt has. Okay, sorry, he's actually taken this base as well, but he's down to 2 bases, essentially. Now we've got units down here for DeWalt, helping clean up the remnants of that drop. The slings underneath the swarm doing so much. 2-3 upgrades for those Zerglings. We've got 1-3 for the Hydras and the Lurkers. And, I mean, Zero's down to 55 drones, if that's really fair to say. I mean, when you're down to only 55, it doesn't seem that much. But the upgrades by DeWalt, they do get delayed a little bit, but he is actually still on 3-3. So this is fine. At least for DeWalt, he's going to be feeling pretty good about that. If he can hold on to the top right-hand bases, he is going to be in a very good spot. There is a lot of storm energy here. If he can keep... Oh my god, if he loses these High Templar though... Oh, DeWalt is so good. Pulling those back at just the right time. He needs that storm though. He needs to come and use them. Because these units need to be stormed. We've got a drone coming up here with this. Is he going to proxy hatchery? If he proxy hatcheries, that would just be insane. There is no way he BM proxy hatcheries, right? He's just like, get out my game! But here we go, we've got Zealots going over to this 9 o'clock base, once again trying to do some damage. And DeWalt is just he's ridiculous. Like, he is unrelenting with his aggression. And yes, you can proxy hatchery for a contain, but that is incredibly rare. Usually it's a get out my game move. Oh my god, the Zealots kill the hatchery. Oh, and this, oh my god, look at this storm drop. Oh my goodness. I badly want to see how many units this Archon has killed. Please do not kill this Archon. Let's have a look at this DT as well. He killed 14 drones. He's getting more drones with this DT as well. And Zero is going to start to mine out soon. His main 3 bases are still, well, 2 of them are. One of them isn't. Oh my god, a DT's coming over here to this base. It's not going to do too much. Oh my god, there's no Overlord here. He can just kill all the Lings. Zero doesn't know this is happening. You don't get a notification for when your Lings are dying. So that's actually massive. This is so many free kills. Oh my goodness. Now DeWalt has managed to take his half of the map, but it's not over yet. There is a lurker drop getting ready to come into the natural. The cannons should be in a good position to defend against this though. Oh, he's actually just going to block the gas. This is actually not too bad. The gas in the main is depleted. The gas in the network, okay, even though it's depleted, you should be mining it, DeWalt. But basically denying this gas is a major deal. Now the Lings coming out of these Overlords is going to be a pretty big problem. Zero actually getting ready to take the bottom middle of the map as well. Now even though this is a split map scenario, Zero has 2 of the bases. The DeWalt doesn't. So, I mean, Zerg is really good right now. Zero is in such a good position. Another storm drop coming in. 45 drones at the beginning. There is another 9 drones being killed, and DeWalt's economy is still booming right now. Looks like this DT actually cleared up all of the units over here in the bottom right hand corner, although funnily enough this drone is still alive. Looks like DeWalt getting ready to push into the middle of the map. He still doesn't have the ultimate late game army for Protoss. There's no Reavers, which I think is actually a big mistake by DeWalt here, because Reavers are just so good. Like, Reavers are the ultimate unit in PvZ, I would say. Like, they're weak on their own, but the later the game gets, like, you need the Reaver splash against Swarm. Like, DeWalt's army is mostly Dragoons. Like, if... Did he... No, he didn't. I was gonna say, did he, like, lose his Defiler Mound or something? Now, Muesli is asking, why would you not just go Ultras as Zero? The thing is, late game, Protoss demolish Ultras. Reaver Archon kills absolutely everything. Like, Reaver Archon, especially against Ultras, like, Ultras don't do anything. Ultras are very much a, like, timing play, I think, in PvZ. But, I mean, I really feel like we're missing Plague. Like, if he had, well, if he was gonna Plague, like, why didn't he just Plague right there? Ah, there we go. Plague going down on a ton of units, but is it a little bit too little too late? This is so many units by DeWalt still. Now the other important thing to remember as well is, unlike a normal Zerg, if they were on 5 bases and they had 70 drones, DeWalt has been doing so much consistent harassment. Oh my god, that plague is juicy. Every single zealot getting hit there. Yeah, because he's done so much damage with storm drops, with DTs, Zero doesn't really have a massive mineral bank. Now he's stopping the mining at this base, which means Zero is stuck now on his 1, 2, 3 bases. Oh my god, there's a DT somewhere. Where is the DT? Oh, it's here. Oh my god, he gets 4 more kills. Now the good thing is DeWalt knows about the island base now. Oh, and he's checking for the other one as well. This is a massive scout. He needs to know he's behind. And now he does. What is his plan? Like, why is he pushing? He has so much money. This man is rich right now. But DeWalt, as pointed out in chat, doesn't have that much gas, so he needs to be very careful here. But he needs to start dropping these bottom right-hand, or the bottom bases. And look at this, he knows it's been spotted. Sunken's immediately coming in. Top middle base, Sunken's up already. This is such a crazy game. I'm so happy we get to watch this one in the semi-final, but here we go. Looks like Zero getting ready to push on forward. This is where you start to see the problem with not having the Reaver Splash. A lot of the Zealots very, very low on health. And with the Zealots gone, the Hydras are going to sit under Swarm all day without any Reavers. And Zero is still doing an incredibly good job over here. The maps in game number 1 and 2 Sky Cycle were Monty Hall SE and Byzantium 3. And if you want to check out what's coming up next as well, you can check out this thread. Now we've got DeWalt getting ready to push down here into the bottom middle, but look at this, Scourge already in place. And then, oh my goodness. That's actually a major deal. On Plague coming down on some of the cannons as well as the Dragoons. We do have a Dark Arc on. Look at this beefy boy. One of my favorite units to watch. A great play in PvZ. Very good for feedback. It almost guarantees kills Defilers, because Zerg always sit there with full Defiler energy. Oh, and look at this. Zero even taking the middle base here. This never happens in Andromeda, but Zero feels so unbelievably confident. Here we go. There is a drop coming down onto this base. Storm going down on the drones, actually doing a lot of damage, while these 3 drones are the luckiest drones alive. And this lurker is still up here. It's not doing anything, but... yeah, Zero is starting to get richer and richer here, and it feels at least a little bit like he needs to save his Templar for his army. We finally have Reavers come in. Now this is the big power play, because unlike Gas, DeWalt has a lot of minerals. Like, him using like infinite amounts of Scarabs is fine. They do so much damage. But DeWalt is mined out of his 4th base. He's going to be mined out of his 5th base fairly soon as well. And this is still rough. It's still very, very rough. Look at this, the hatchery's done. We actually have the middle of the map taken. And if we have a look at the Zero's vision, as Catspore asked for, Zero can see everything. Which is insane. Look at this, Plague just coming in constantly. Every single Plague is free damage. Even if you lose the Defilers right now as Zero, it's going to be really rough to come back from this as Protoss. Ruskik saying time to mind control a drone and start spamming lings with all the minerals you have. That wouldn't be so bad if you could get adrenaline, but he doesn't really have the gas to get up to it. Lings would actually be really sick in PvZ for them from the Protoss perspective. Wait, why is that Scarab not going off? Okay, that was the longest Scarab non-dud I've ever seen, I think. And this is why Reavers are so good. They outrange everything. But here we go, Ultra's starting to come in now. Could this be a mistake from Zero? If he can Maelstrom them as well, that'd be pretty sick. Oh my god, Maelstrom, 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 Maelstrom! What's he doing with the Dark Archon? What's he waiting for? Loses the... Is he waiting for mind control? No, he doesn't need to wait for mind control, right? I don't know why he wouldn't have Maelstrom there, though. That was the perfect opportunity to. I think he's saving all his energy for feedback, but when your entire army has already been plagued, it's not really the point. Oh, Arbiter. Oh my god, is he going to recall? Is he going to recall the island? If you recall the island, you can't get back off. That's a little bit risky. The replay is not bugged. Buildings are being built, units are being built. It's just a crazy late game PvZ. Now here we go, we've got a load of shuttles. The Polish recall coming up to the top right hand corner. Is it... What is his plan? Oh, he's actually just reinforcing his other base. Oh my god, the Nexus is going to go down. DeWalt! It's time to wake up, buddy. Okay, he kills all the lings, but... Oh, and he did. He recalled the bottom base. He's going to take out all of the island. Well, he's going to take out this island at the very least. And he's going to be able to expand down there. Oh, but the arbs are going down. Yeah, this was a really unfortunate zoom out. Sorry. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Looks like we do have a lot of units coming in here. There is still loads of Maelstrom. If he Maelstroms the front units, no units are coming in here. But I don't think he knows that he's got the Dark Archon or something. He must do, but it's a lot of energy to deal with this. But I think this could be a little bit too much for Zero. Like, just Maelstrom the Ultras and they can't do anything. Just do it. Just Maelstrom. Just use the spell. I feel like that bit in The Simpsons where everyone turns around to Bart and's like, say the line, Bart. It's like, just Maelstrom the Ultras. Please. Oh, maybe he didn't upgrade it. Okay. I thought Maelstrom was by default. Now, looks like the natural has been busted here. More observers coming out, actually, and not more Reavers. Only feedback is default. We saw the massive drop at 6. It was killing all the stuff. That's why I left it. Like, we knew it was going to kill the base. Now, these lurkers on the low ground only get 1 kill. It was a 4 yeah, we saw the 4 shuttle drop. It was a recall. Oh my god, is he gonna... Oh, he ran out of storm. The worst time to run out of storm. Sorry, at 12. My bad. Well... Oh no. Oh no. The worst timing to send your probes back. 13 kills. I mean, DeWalt doesn't really need the probes too much anyway because he's not really got much going on for him. But this is going from bad to worse down here. The Nexus is still alive. DeWalt is still mining off of 1 base. The island down at 6 has not been retaken. Great storms there on the links. Clear those up. The middle base is actually being mined out, which is something I don't think I've ever seen in an Andromeda game before. We've got the gas taken as well. He should really just take the second gas as well. Looks like a single Zealot gonna soak enough damage from 2 Lurkers to nearly survive. Like, how is that possible? Zealots are broken, man. Oh, he's targeting the wrong Lurker first. Yeah, this is such a sick game, but here we go. Looks like we are going to have a counterattack coming in here from DeWalt, from Zero. No. He's going to pull back. He's going to get ready to come down into the main. And killing the main could actually be the killing blow here. Just look at the amount of units that Zero has. The supplies are basically even. There's a shuttle going down to the bottom middle to try and expand, but there's already a ton of units down here to help defend against it. DeWalt still has a way back into the game, but it's going to be tough. It's not an easy victory, but the miracle task can make miracles happen. So there we go. Now it looks like DeWalt getting ready to push out into the middle of the map. The trouble is his army is fragmented. This is only half of his units. Maelstrom finally coming in. Look at those! Great positioning as well. Storm's coming down on the Ultras. But there's only half of his army. He needs the other half. Otherwise he can't deal with it. And I think this is the move that may have just lost DeWalt the game. He cannot replace this army. And Zero's army is still very, very strong here. The Archon, the Zealots at the back could have done better in the engagement. But with only half of his army, DeWalt really started to struggle there. Now there is still a base that's not fully mined out, gas-wise, that DeWalt could take if there was some miracle happening. But okay, this is a little bit weird. I don't know why these 3 Lurkers are up there, but that's actually going to really help him out. And the trouble is for DeWalt, Zerg remax so quickly. It doesn't matter how many units you kill, they will come back with more. Now DeWalt's still getting ready. He now sees that the middle base has been taken, and he is going to feel like he's got a bit of egg on his face, because that middle base should not be taken in any game. It's basically the hardest to defend base, I think, in any standard map. Even harder to defend than the Fighting Spirit one. And a lot of good storms coming in. 54 drones for Zero, 44 probes for DeWalt. DeWalt is mining out of all of his bases right now, and there is so many units coming in from Zero from all different angles. And this could be the final engagement right here, right now. This has been a very long and very epic game, but can DeWalt hold on with his army for just a little bit longer? Can he manage to take out Zero? It's going to be so tough. The base at 6 o'clock has been retaken by our Zerg hero Zero. And some of he does manage to clean up the units. The wall is still not, he's down, but he's not out just yet. He is going to fight until the bitter end here. But if Zero can win this, NetWars are going to be so happy, because that keeps their dream alive in the series, at least until game number 4. But this is definitely a tough situation to deal with. But with Swarm coming in, that is going to make things so difficult. The Reaver going down, there's not enough Reavers. There's a Defiler here getting ready for Plague. No, he doesn't have any, he for some reason doesn't have any energy, so he's going to lose that Defiler. Now this Lurker has still got 12 kills, but he can't shoot the minerals anymore, which is good for DeWalt. These swarms are so strong. More and more units flooding through the middle of the map, trying to get to the segmented army of the Protoss. DeWalt isn't actually trying to remax from his top right bases anymore. He's just trying to get all of his units back together. And oh, here comes an Overlord. This Lurker is about to see some action again. Gets 1 kill, gets... there's so many late... Oh my god, he gets 5 kills, 6 kills. Oh man, DeWalt is taking so much damage from this single Lurker. And the Observer is just out of range as well. Looks like DeWalt trying to run some zealots through all of the units to try and get back here and get his army together once again. We do have another swarm plague combination coming in most likely, but oh, it's just going to be a single plague. He doesn't have the energy upgrade. That's actually weird. He's had so much money, he should have done that. Looks like we are going to have Lings and stuff taking down this base at the very least. But we do have a lot of Reavers here, we have a lot of everything else, but I think this could be the final engagement. It's going to be so tough for just Dragoons to kill this. The two Reavers doing a lot of damage, the Archon helping out as well, and there are some Zealots at the top. But DeWalt's army is starting to get very small very quickly, and Zero has so many hatcheries, so many bases, he can really very quickly reproduce. Trouble is, DeWalt cannot force a draw because Zero has both the island bases, and he can't do anything about them. Now it looks like this middle base is going to go down. DeWalt is probably not going to be able to take this. The Lurker finally getting taken down here. I mean, there's a lot of dead money from Zero, but DeWalt is starting to mine out. He's mined out of his natural, he's mined out of his other main. The only minerals he's got that mineral only. I keep zooming in only to just zoom out again. Okay, oh my god, imagine if that Lurker was still there. Imagine how many kills he just would have got. Now DTs are actually chasing around the army. This is very clever. Just getting as much value as possible out of the units he has. Now, it does need to be careful because there is an Overlord nearby. And if these DTs run into the Overlord, they will get taken down. Oh, this is so clever. Bringing an Arbiter into the engagement here means Zerg can't actually engage this army without observers. Although if he plagues the army, then it removes the stealth, so... Or the cloaking, I guess, not stealth. And there we go, the plague coming in. DeWalt, Zero can see the units again. Now the trouble is, DeWalt's army has absolutely no mobility. It's Reavers. You cannot push forward, and this is one of the reasons why Arbiters kind of suck. Because it's easy to kill them with... Oh my god, is he gonna stasis? Does he have stasis? Look at the engagement here from DeWalt. How is he doing this? Oh man, it looks like his final army is gonna go down though. Oh, he's gonna recall out. He recalled further back, but it's not gonna matter. He's gonna lose the... Oh, he saves the units. Oh my goodness. Pimp is played. That was probably the most, or the least impactful recall of all time, but it does keep two of his Reavers alive, which means his army is going to stay alive a little bit longer. And that... Can he see the units? Yeah, I think he can. Probably is this... That Overlord has like ridiculous sight range, by the way. I don't know how. But there we go, that could be it. DeWalt has run out of money, essentially. He's only mining from one single base. Looks like DeWalt still managing to get kills with this DT, by the way. Zero trying to expand down to the 3 o'clock or the 9 o'clock again. Oh, wait, he doesn't have enough recall. I was going to say he's going to recall, but he's actually got no units, so it's kind of pointless. Looks like a probe heading out into the map, trying to get some scouting done because he knows he can't really do too much else. Oh, he's trying to get some minerals. It's like, please, sir, can I have a mineral? And he runs away. Is he going to be able to get back? Nope, he cannot. GG. The game is done. Zero performs his own miracle and takes down the Miracle Toss in game number 3 and keeps NetWars' spirit and dream alive in the series. Now that was an incredibly good and long game, so I'm going to quickly take a 5-minute break, and when we come back we'll head into game number 4. It's going to be Vodi versus Ziggy. See you guys soon. STPL does. Bio TVP. Wow! You got it. STPL does. Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know Reavers could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does. Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs. Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. DT's doing game-ending damage? Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL, STPL does. All that and more, only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/kicks. But act fast. It's a limited offer. Okay, and with the end of that game, we do have iRk still up 2-1. But NetWars are still alive in the series thanks to a win of 0 over DeWalt, which is insane. And yeah, it says Season 2 because I'm using the old videos because I got really late. Well, I didn't get lazy. It's just I didn't have enough time in between Season 2 and 3 to make a load of new stuff. So I just use a lot of Season 2 stuff still. But I made all of this stuff, all of the Season 3 overlays and stuff for Season 3. So regardless, we have seen something happen that doesn't usually happen in a team league. We've seen both of the ace players. When I say the ace players, I don't mean we're going to have an ace match and it's going to be them. I mean, we could do. But both the players that both of these teams would send out for their aces, Koga and DeWalt, both losing. And that is incredibly rare. We've had some very good wins from Oya and Zero over those two players. And that's pretty sick. Now it's going to be up to Vody to see if he can tie up the series here. Sorry, not tie up the series. Well, tie up the loose ends of this series here for iRk. He's done pretty well. He's not done great against Terran, but he's not played too many TVTs, so can't really say too much about that. And he did lose to Scan and hit him up, which is quite respectable. His opponent, however, going to be Mr. Ziggy for NetWars, the captain of NetWars in Season 3. He's only played 4 TVTs himself. He's won 2, lost 2. And overall, Ziggy is a very strong player as well. So this should be very, very fun. It's going to be a TVT. It's going to be on Core Breach, which, if you haven't seen it before, is the updated version of Coven. And it's game number 4 starting now. Okay, starting us off here in the bottom right hand corner in the peach, fighting for NetWars, it is going to be the one, the only, Ziggy. And his opponent spawning vertical to him in the green, fighting for iRk, is going to be Vody. Now I know I don't usually do maths on stream, but this one I can probably manage. If Ziggy wins this series, it'll tie the series up 2-2, which means we'll be going to a game 5. But if Vodi can take down Ziggy here, we are going to be heading into a victory for iRk, and NetWars will be knocked out of the tournament, which is crazy to think that they've come this far, but they won't make it into another final. But you know what? NetWars and iRk both deserve to be here. And supposedly, I've put the wrong colors, which, yeah, I have. How did I do that? That's interesting. Thank you, Ziggy. Now, Ziggy's in chat, which could mean that there's a little bit of a spoiler going on here, but I doubt it. Yeah, if Ziggy wins, we'll go to the ace match, and then we could have, like, 2 of the best players outside of Korea fighting against each other again. And this is the same Ziggy as StarCraft 2. He plays both games and plays both very well because he's cool. He also casts in StarCraft 2 as well, I think. He's the Polish guy who sounds English. Like, he sounds more English than I do somehow. And he's you've never lived in England, right, Ziggy? Like, you've always lived in Poland. I just don't get it. It's impossible. Now both players playing this pretty standard for this map, both of them going for a gas opening. Gonna have factories coming in from both players. Now, are we gonna see one of the players go for a Wraith opening? Or is it just gonna be perfectly standard? Okay, we've got the factory coming in for both players right now. Both players kind of scouting each other out. Buddy does get that first scout, so I mean, he can actually just leave his SCV here if he wants to and nothing can attack it. But okay, this is a weird move with the SCV. He's gonna lose his SCV for his troubles here. I think he should have saved it, but one benefit, Ziggy does have 2 Marines, so he's going to be able to break through the middle a little bit quicker, because we do have Vodi just immediately lifting his barracks. Why is he sending another SCV already? He really wants to make sure he's not getting not getting two starported, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Look at this. Look at Ziggy going for those 2 ports. Now, if you go for 1 port against 2, you can be in a lot of trouble, but it looks like it is going to be an armory opening from Vodi. So Vodi going to be playing a ground game, Ziggy going for an air game. Now the one benefit of this map is if you've not seen a single starport, he's going to go for, I think he's planning on going for like a Goliath drop but hidden. But the problem is when you go for a drop against someone who's going 2-port Wraith, you just Ziggy cancel the starport. I was going to say, when you go against 2-port Wraith and you go for drop, you just kind of lose everything. It's definitely not the best move, but he's going to go for 1 port, 2 fact instead. I wonder if it's because he knows his opponent was already going for the Goliaths. Like, if you know your opponent's going Goliaths, going for Wraiths isn't the best. But 1 port against 1 port is possible. Like, if he just goes mass Wraith as well, we could have a really interesting, aggressive TBT here. But it is going to be for a dropship most likely. No cloak coming in from Ziggy, interestingly enough, just going for Wraiths. Now, this is a very risky place to build the starport because it's not defended by anything. There's no eggs here, you can just walk from the main base to get up here, so he's going to basically have to build the dropship and then fly away immediately. Otherwise he's going to lose the starport, and you really don't want that happening. Barracks getting pushed away here by Vodi. A pretty good move by Vodi to keep Ziggy in the dark. And especially the fact that Ziggy does not know about the dropship coming in means this is quite important. We had a command center coming up here at the 12 o'clock, but the Wraith did stop that. Although the Goliath should be enough to push this away, especially with no cloak. But while he is doing that, he's not dropping. Looks like he's going to get some units down here to try and go for that drop in the bottom middle base, but is he going to be able to find the damage that he wants to? That is the big question, because drops are strong, but Ziggy's already got siege mode. The trouble is, all of his units are wildly out of position right now because he is going for a big push. I don't know why he's not sieging this other tank, because that's actually just outright better. Because there is, if you don't know already, there is 2 stasis prisms here, unless he's killed. Oh, okay, he killed one, that's why. Looks like, look at this, the drop coming into the main base. I don't know if he's got siege mode yet. But I guess what he'll probably do is just try and lift up as soon as things get a little bit hot. Now he's going to lift up. Now this is going to die. Like, this dropship is dead, so this tank is dead as well. That was very well handled by Ziggy. Now, in case you're wondering why he's built his command center in such a weird location, there is a floor gun trap here from the campaign that you cannot see without detection, and this is why you see this missile turret coming up. Now here's the other problem as well. This control tower is actually completely useless now. He's going to force the starport to fly away. And there's actually no defense for the starport, so the starport can actually go down eventually. And look at this, Ziggy taking the middle base. Ziggy is definitely getting into a position to maybe take us to an ace match here. Oh, he sieged up a little bit too close to the stasis prisons. That's kind of funny. Looks like Ziggy going for... Was that body scanning or was that Ziggy? I think that was Ziggy scanning forward a little bit. Yeah, you really should build a starport here. Just take over the control tower. Oh, the Wraith gets taken down, but the starport very nearly dead. Third base coming up here for... Ah, okay, Vodi scanned his third base so he could get the command center. Now this is still technically a kind of semi-all-in position for Ziggy. He doesn't have that many bases, but where the game has gone so well for him so far, he's actually got a massive supply lead, and he's even on supply and workers, and that's with his opponent having the second command center so much earlier. So this is really good for Ziggy, and really good for us, because it means we could have an ace match. Now looks like we are going to have Ziggy trying to push his way into the main base. It feels like, okay, this is not place to siege. The factories are going to get sieged down now. That was such a weird position to move to. And look at this, a dropship coming over here. He's going to be able to get up onto this high ground. And this could actually just be checkmate. Vodi has no way of dealing with this. His starport, he has a single dropship now. But that's not really enough to take down these units. I think Vodi just made a big mistake. Oh no, he's going to lose the factory. Oh, he doesn't get the tank out either. Oh, that was such unfortunate timing. He kills the 2 things at least, but he's going to lose another tank. He's got no recompense for dealing with this dropship. And I think this is it. Edward's saying he can't ever remember seeing a TVT in the STPL. There was one. A TVT on this map in the STPL. There was one. It was Hit 'em Up versus Vodi. And it was back in May. Yeah, I think Ziggy has just checkmated Vodi here. I don't see how Vodi can come back from this. Ziggy has that powerful position in the middle. Okay, this is actually a little bit better for Vodi than I thought it would do. I mean, Vodi is on 3 bases, and that's actually very big in TVT. But it just feels like Ziggy is just always going to have more units. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 factories against 2. 1 even at the moment. The second one just now finishing up. And Ziggy still has a really good position, so... Ziggy getting Ziggy with it, getting ready to take his third base. Vodi forced to send his SUVs away again. And with 2 Goliaths here, it makes it so hard to actually fight against this. You can't drop on top of 2 Goliaths. I mean, you can, but it really isn't worth it. He drops to try and take out these tanks, and that's not going to help him. And look at this, the tanks are going to run up to his factories again, and I think that's just going to be it. It's 75 supply against 64. The dropship is going to go down. The base up here is not going to be saved. He's got a lot of units just, okay, in an okay position, but he needs to be defending his base, and he just isn't. He just doesn't have the units. I think this is it. I've said this many times in this game, but this really is checkmate right now. Like, he cannot deal with these tanks. He just doesn't have the units. He can't produce out his factories. He's got 2 tanks coming back here to drop back in. Maybe he can clear this up, but he's down 11 workers. His opponent is going to be even bases with him. And just look at how many units is running up here. Ziggy is just overwhelming his opponent. Rather than this being a checkmate in chess, it feels more like a checkmate in shogi, where for every unit that Vodi is, or every unit that Ziggy's killing, he's bringing back again on his side of the field. Because for as many units as Vodi's losing, Ziggy just comes in with more. Like, it's just a game of numbers right now, essentially. Ziggy nearly doubling his opponent's supply. It's getting really, really rough for him right now, at least for Vodi. Ziggy's just flooding vultures because he knows his opponent doesn't have any other units. Just keep building vultures, keep mining up, and eventually you're just going to run your opponent out of money. Oh, and he's even going to go and drop over here in this right-hand base. Now, this isn't going to be the best drop in the world. The dropship may actually go down. But as long as he's got mines, which he has, he should actually be able to clean up all of these units. Yeah, and I don't think the game's going to end just yet because Terran aren't allowed to win before 45 minutes from what I remember from the meme, so... I mean, Vodi is still holding up on his 3 bases. He's not technically dead. He is in a lot of trouble. But he's not out. Upgrade-wise, we've got 1 attack for Ziggy. Vodi should actually be ahead in upgrades, although he hasn't been able to build a science facility, so... that's actually a little bit of a mistake. Do need 2-1, or at least 2-0 in TVT very quickly. And is that 3? No, it is going to be +2 coming in from Ziggy. Looks like Ziggy getting ready. This is a really weird drop. He's not actually going to drop a lot of units. He's not even going to drop all of them. But I think this is it. I've said this before, but this is definitely going to be it. There's no way Vodi can hold this. This is just too many units. The numerical advantage is far too good for Ziggy right now, and he's going to get on top of the factories. And there's going to be nothing Vodi's going to be able to do. There we go, GG! Vodi taps out, and Ziggy is going to take us to an ace match. So, who do you think is going to be in the ace match? You'll find out after this short break as we get ready for game number 5. See you guys very, very soon. Okay guys, we are back here for the semi-finals ace match here between iRk and NetWars. Starting us off here in the top left-hand corner in the red, fighting for NetWars. It's gonna be the one, the only, the Terran Polish powerhouse, it's Kogut. And spawning up here in the blue, fighting for iRk, is going to be the one, the only, the Miracle Toss himself. It's DeWalt fighting for iRk. Now these two players have met each other 3 times in the STPL's history. DeWalt is currently 2 wins, 1 loss in the lead. Can Kogut pull it back here? Can NetWars make it to the playoffs? Can they go with the reverse sweep against iRk? Or is DeWalt going to make up for his loss against Zero? And is he going to put the knife in and twist it by taking down Kogut yet again in one of Kogut's best matchups? It's really going to be interesting to see how this goes. Now, in terms of these players on this map, both of them have played Fantasy 2 4 times. Both of them are 3 wins and 1 loss. So they have both done very, very well here. But one of the more important games recently was Bonneth against Kogut, where Kogut actually lost to Bonneth in a macro game. So could that be playing on Kogut's mind a little bit, given the fact that DeWalt is kind of second in command of the Foreign Protoss Legion? Or is Kogut going to try and get revenge, try and keep the dream alive for NetWars once again, and bring them into another finals situation? They've been in a few of them throughout Season 1. They didn't make it into Season 2, but could they make it into the Season 3 finals? DeWalt going for 1 gate core at the moment, trying to be annoying with his probe and not getting too much done. Kogut not actually... Kogut going for a very fast factory with no... Yeah, he's actually gone for the factory before the second depot. This is a very, very quick factory here. Now this is of course the ace match. If you don't know what the ace match is, it means whoever wins this game wins the series. And whoever wins this series is going to be the difference between a player winning his team, at the very least, 2nd place if they can't win the finals, or taking the 3rd place prize. Now just in case you don't know what that is and what they're fighting for, the prize pool currently sits at $2,005 in terms of prize pool distribution. I need to reassign some of it because there's no 4th place, but it should be around 30% or 45% for 1st place, 2nd place will be 30%, and 3rd place will be around 13%. And that's a pretty big difference. You're almost doubling your team's chances of getting money. Like, you can either go for... Well, obviously you can't go for 3rd, but if you lose here you get 3rd, which is 13%. Or you can double... You can either double or nearly triple your money by winning the final. Yeah, an extra $5 came in. We hit our $2,000 goal, and then that was it. Once again, a massive shout out to our sponsors, Liquipedia, Esport Fund and Maturino, as well as the amazing contributions by the community, including Anonymous, who's in chat for donating like $600, which is crazy. He helped us reach our goal. He's technically like a corporate sponsor, even though he's not a corporation as far as I'm aware. Maybe I need to call the next season the Anonymous Star League. Oh, it would be the Anonymous Pro League rather than Star League. Oh, the mine! That is very uncharacteristic by DeWalt, but very, very well done by Kogut. Now, unlike his game against Oya, where he went for the pretty much the same situation with mines, he actually manages to make the mines work this time. Now, oh my god, DeWalt already in a position to defend against the drop. That's massive. That is so unbelievably massive here. Losing that dropship puts you so far behind as Terran. You do not want to be losing that. He gets one probe and that's it. One probe for a dropship and 4 vultures? That is not enough, especially when that was your game plan. He's actually going to build a Wraith as well. He saw that... Okay, so he did see the support bay. He does not know about shuttle speed just yet. But he now knows he has to build the Wraith, at the very least. The natural expansion is not yet up. Of course, it's the same can be said for DeWalt. It's not like DeWalt had gone for a quick expansion. This has been a fantastic series. I'm so glad so many of you have tuned in to enjoy this with me because...
Easily amused, huh?
Oh, thank you Hirmu for the 35-month sub, man. I still believe you are one of the first people who subbed to me as well. And you may have been subbed every single month since, which is just absolutely crazy. Thank you so much. But yeah, this has been such a sick series. Like, whoever wins this game, I think we're going to have an awesome final. Like, if you don't know... Soul Gaming are waiting in the final here, so they're waiting for either iRk or NetWars. I think given how the game's going so far, it could be in DeWalt's favor. But whoever goes whoever makes it into the final, we're going to have a fantastic best of 7. And that's all we can really ask for. And also, because DeWalt won against Yangachi, Fujikura said Bonneth is going to be 100% playing in the finals. So that means we've definitely got Bonneth in the final on their roster, which is sick. So, we'll get to see some Bonneth next week. Like, if we were thinking of kind of dream matchups, like, we've got, like, Kogut. He could play a TVT against Scan, or he could play a TVP against Noob, that would be really fun. Or against Bonneth would be good, he'd get a chance to get his revenge. You've got DeWalt against Bonneth, would be really sick. Oh, don't want to lose that Wraith. What I'll do as well is, because the teams are going to get their... Whoever... Like, I've not checked who's actually sent them, but I know Soul sent me their lineups already, so I'll announce who's playing tonight if I can. This is definitely not looking the best for Kogut right now. He's definitely in a bit of an awkward situation. But the game's not over. There's still a long way to go. Where did the shuttle go? Oh, the shuttle's here. Is he just gonna push with the shuttle as if this is PvZ? PvP even? No, he's actually gonna drop in the main. Here we go. Oh my god, 2 Reaver Scarabs going down immediately on the tanks. This could be the deciding moment in this game. Losing 3 tanks is a little bit too much. We've got more Dragoons coming up here to help defend against this as well. And the Reaver's still alive. I think DeWalt may have just done it. There's no... Oh, he does. Yeah, there we go. GG. Kogut taps out and DeWalt takes iRk into the grand finals of the STPL Season 3. So both of those players did lose their games earlier in the series, but one of them was going to come back, and that player was DeWalt. He wins the game for iRk, and of course takes them into the grand finals, which is really, really sick. But let's have a look at the results, just to kind of go back over the series. And then I'll actually introduce who's going to be playing in the finals, because I do know. I've just checked. I've got both of the sets of things, and I will announce them on stream, because that's really cool. But we have... Let's quickly... So, let's go through the results first. So, True Touch took a win over Yeti. Oya took an upset over Kogut. Zero took an upset over DeWalt to keep the dream alive. Ziggy taking a win over Vody to keep the dream alive even more, to bring us to the ace match. And then DeWalt taking a win on Fantasy 2 over Kogut is going to win the series, which is really, really cool. Now, the lineups we've got for the grand finals, I'm just quickly typing it out in my proper format because no one ever said, well, okay, custom users sent in the correct format, but none of the iRk people ever remove the like @iRk bits, which is really annoying because I have to do it manually. But it looks like we've got some really good matchups, although it definitely looks, at least for me, that we do have a good chance of Seoul taking a very early lead. But I think there's a lot of chances to come back. Just quickly going through. Trouble is, whoever goes against Seoul is going to struggle, just because Seoul's lineup is so unbelievably strong. But where are we? Where are we up to? I shouldn't really be doing this on stream. I should do it off of stream, and then at least I'm not looking like a crazy person. But you know what? That's how we go. That's how it is. Now, it's the way these lineups are done is quite interesting. I'm kind of surprised at some of the way the players have been positioned. But if we do get far enough into the series, we've got some very, very good matchups coming. So, of course, if you don't know this about the finals, it is a best of 7. So to read the matchups, we'll go to here. So game number 1 is going to be Noob versus Oya in a PvP on Fancy 2. We're going to have Hero versus Vodi in a TBT on Monty Hall SE. We're going to have a ZVZ between Shine and True Touch on Andromeda. We're going to have a TBZ between Scan and Kamizerg on Core Breach. We're going to have a PvP between Bonneth and Favourite on Byzantium 3. And then we're going to have a ZVP between Zealot and DeWalt on game number 6. Now, the finals are going to be played next week at 1600 CEST. And we will be casting at 2000 CEST like today. So, what was it? No, it's 2100 CEST. So that is going to be it for me for today. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be heading into the finals next week, and then we're going to have a short, well, a little bit of a break before we come up with the, what's it called? What are we saying? Sorry, I'm trying to find someone to host as well. Yeah, but
Not enough minerals.
we'll be back. I have just managed to load up one of the streams, but here we go. That's it for me. See you guys next Sunday for more STPL action. Match report. No, match report? What am I saying? What am I doing? Why am I failing English? Doesn't matter. See you guys then.